say is diamonds and gold, at least in the investment category.
Investment experts also predict 1979 could mark a stronger return to stocks, thus slackening interest in alternative buying. For the person who's interested in the Oriental rug for its beauty or for investment, the experts say know who you're buying from. Wyoma Best, TV 10 News.
They gathered here to celebrate the life of a man often called the peaceful warrior. It's become an annual event, the observance of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday at Colgate-Rochester Divinity School. Each community leader recognized King's life as one which stood for equal justice for all. But the man who was with King when he died in Memphis, Tennessee says King's dream has yet to be realized. 4 years ago, Reverend Ralph Abernathy campaigned for President Carter. He won't this time because he says Carter promised hope for blacks and the poor, but has fallen short.
I do not think that he's put America back to work as he so promised to do. I do not believe that he has appointed black judges and blacks to other very, very significant positions.
Who do you feel can be a good leader?
Abernathy hasn't decided which candidate he will support for president. He emphasizes, however, that like King, he will look for a commitment to equality and the poor. Wyoma Best, TV 10 News.
The dismissal of the 3 counts indicates the problems the prosecution has had with the Chirico case. 2 witnesses expected to testify today didn't show up, and those who did show were reluctant on the stand.
Well, they were nervous, in my opinion, and expressed that by their manner of testifying.
Most witnesses, taxi drivers for the Green Taxi Company, would give one version of alleged loan-sharking activities to the prosecution, then switch their stories under cross-examination. Defense attorney John Fiorica, during his summation, said it was a sign of a weak case against Chirica. He told jurors the key witness for the prosecution, Vincent Tobacco, had his own loan-sharking scheme and testified to save his own neck.
Apparently, the jury felt there was enough evidence to convict Rosario Chirico. They found him guilty of loan sharking. Wyoma Best, TV 10 News, Hall of Justice.
The music is just one of Jimka's ways to bring people to Christ. During this week until Friday, singers, musicians, and religious leaders from around the country are meeting at the downtown Holiday Inn to rejoice, learn religious teachings, and how to share it with others. Although the gospel singing is powerful, makes you want to shout and clap your hands, the instrumentalists won't let you sit still either. Having its roots in black history as a source of inspiration, does the same today. But Dr. Joseph Linton says there is a difference.
It has changed because at first when many black artists were writing their gospel music, they were doing it under duress because of the problems they were having and the miserable times. So they wrote it then as a form of consolation. Now it's written to be enjoyed and to rejoice, and because we just love the Lord.
Wyoma Best, TV 10 News.
Well, we have our gloves, a set of keys, and of course we can put on our hat and scarf. But it's not what you think it is.
It's the magic of Wendell Castle, all sculptured from wood. The works of Castle, along with Franz Wildenhain and Albert Paley, are on exhibit at the Memorial Art Gallery. Wildenhain's pottery takes you through various dimensions, with a range of primitive and functional contours. The pace is quickened with the iron sculpture of Albert Paley. The jutting forms in iron exude energy and strength. But the detail and realism of Wendell Castle has no equal.
That particular one that has the cloth over the table, he's even able to capture the wrinkles in the cloth.
Yes, absolutely. And of course the table is no longer there. It's just the tablecloth with its hem and everything.
In fact, it becomes more like a traditional Chippendale or a Sheridan, and besides being a work of art, it's functional. To craft the hat, Castle works from a real model. He captures the stitches, the texture. Castle makes you think you could put it on and wear it.
Well, I think you can very honestly say that wood, clay, and steel can become art, and perhaps very dramatically.
Without question, yes, and this is a very dramatic exhibit.
And it is dramatic. The Paley Castle Wildenhain exhibit ends on Sunday.
The former First Lady from Texas seemed to bring the sunshine to Rochester, but little concern for politics. Reporters were told Lady Bird Johnson wishes only to discuss deafness and the beautification program. But coming from the Southland, an area where presidential aspirants Jimmy Carter and John Connally expect support, politics was unavoidable.
That I'm not in politics anymore. I'm going to leave all of that to all of you younger people. I was in it for 38 years as Lyndon's wife, and tried to learn and work and do. We felt it was my responsibility to try. And now I'm just doing a whole lot of things that I had to put on the shelf in those days.
Are you being approached by any of those Carter or Kennedy people in terms of support?
I think maybe now is, it might happen later, but I will just be a private citizen and keep on tending to my family business and my 7 grandchildren and my beautification and conservation projects.
Lady Bird Johnson was true to her family work today, where she was the highlight of the dedication ceremony. NTID's academic building was named in memory of her late husband, the former President Johnson. He signed the bill which created the school. Lady Bird is returning to Texas today, and politics is not on her agenda. She plans to continue her work with the LBJ Library and Public Service School. Wyoma Best for WIVB in Rochester, New York.
I've had the privilege of sharing the news microphone here with solid reporters, people who were real professionals at their craft. As late as 1977, news was captured on film before videotape and live trucks revolutionized news gathering. Wyoma Best, who left for a career with the Chamber of Commerce, remembers the station's stride for exclusives.
Great enterprise, take a lot of initiative, and get the story. And get the story first. Yes. I think, during those times we prided ourselves in the Channel 10 exclusive. It was a big thing.
Best took an interest in education and other issues, but she played a leading role in helping law enforcement recover a stolen Picasso, Flowers in a Blue Vase. It happened when the people who stole the rare painting contacted her.
Where does the line of reporting end and your community service perhaps begin? I've always been community oriented.